What's going on, everybody? Quick landing back here with you guys today, and today I'm going to be telling you guys about the time I got fired from a job after only 3 days. Okay, so let's get into this. So first off, I just want to say that I was looking around for a couple jobs here and there, applied, didn't really get them. I was like, okay, well, we'll just keep looking. Well, this place that I applied to, they had recently just opened, and so I was like, you know what, why not, let's give it a shot. So I called them. They told me to come in on this certain day. I'll give you guys like a time frame. It was around Super Bowl week. So I go in and I do this little interview. I'm talking to the people, and it seems like it's going good. Well, so the next day they call me and they're like, hey, you think you could come up here and work? And I'm like, sure, yeah, I'm down. And this was Super Bowl Sunday, actually. So I went in around 4 o'clock, I think, somewhere around there. And it was me and just one other busboy there. Yes, I was a busboy. I'm not going to tell you the place, keep it. Don't want anybody to get mad. But yes, I was a busboy. But so it was just me and one other guy, and the place was packed, so we was working our butts off, let me tell you guys. And then after that, so we worked from about 2 to 9, 10 o'clock that night. And now at this day, the place was not actually open. The place, like, this was just for all, this was like a little party for all the rich people and like the well-known people in my town or city. And so meanwhile, this whole night we had to deal with first night working, remember, I had to deal with a lot of drunk A-words. So get through the night, I get a break here and there. I'll go sit down at the tables and watch a little Super Bowl, even though there wasn't that many people ordering food that night, so I really didn't have much to do. So really, me and the guy working with me kind of got to watch the whole Super Bowl. So, well, night finishes up, we get to go home. Next day I get called back in. This is Monday, so well, this is after school. So it was going good, but this time I was the only busboy there. Nobody else, and I worked from 4 to about 11 o'clock at night. And they was slap packed, because remember, this was the first day that they was officially open, so everybody wanted to go. So it was just me, and I was getting yelled at. People was it's like they was new, so they really didn't know what they was doing. Like, they was new to it, so I had like 3 bosses, and one would tell me to do one thing, the 2 others would tell me to do 2 different things. It was just all crazy, but I understood it, so I was just gonna bear through it. And besides, the bus boy wasn't really that hard. I kind of liked it. But so got through the night. It was a rough night, but it was like my first actual day of working, so did what I could. Then next day I get called back in Tuesday. This is Tuesday after the Super Bowl. So okay, and when I say 3 days, I'm not counting that Sunday as one of my days. That was like prep, I guess. But anyway, so Tuesday I get called in, I go to work, same as usual, 4 o'clock till like 11 o'clock. And well, this time I was not the only busboy. There was like 4 other busboys there with me that night. Yeah, I think they went a little bit too overboard. First night it was just me, and then second night there's 5 busboys in the kitchen. Crazy. No place needs 5 busboys. I'm sorry. No place needs 5, unless you're a huge restaurant, then maybe. But this place wasn't like Golden Corral big. Like, it was maybe Chick-fil-A big. But anyway, so there was 5 busboys there, and well, the other 4 busboys that was with me didn't know what they was doing. So since I had already worked for pretty much 2 days, they asked me if I'd show them around and show them what to do. So I said, yeah, sure. So I'm showing them what to do, and we're getting along, joking, doing what needs to be done. So we're wiping off the tables, cleaning what needs to be cleaned, and one of our bosses comes up and asks us if we'll like sweep under the tables and the whole floor. Still people here eating, but we just didn't argue. We did what we was told, and then night went on, and I guess they were starting to figure little things out, because they had a couple more jobs for us at the end of the night, like clean off the mats in the little drinking room and wipe down the bar, and all the bar cups, you put them over there at the bar, not in the, you don't give them to the dishwasher. Just little things like that. So then after that night, I went home. Pretty good night. I had some help, so it wasn't too bad. And then next day, Wednesday, I get called in. You know, I haven't really been feeling good all day at school, but you know, I was like, you know what, I need the money. I mean, I just got this job. I can't say, look, I'm sick. They're gonna think I'm lying. But so then I go to work. I'm there for let's see, I get there at 4. I'm there till about 6, 7 o'clock maybe, and I start feeling sick, and my boss comes up to me and says, hey, what's wrong? You look a little pale. And I go, I don't really feel good, but you know, it'll be alright. I can tough it through. And she said, no. She said, no, look, I can tell you don't feel good. You don't look that great. Go on, head home. And she clocked me out. I should have mentioned that before. Every time we go into work, we have our little pen and they type it in on a computer. If you guys ever had a job, you know that. So they type our thing in, and when we clock out, they do the same thing. Well, she asked me what my number was, and I told her, and she clocked me out. Now, this is the boss who told me to go home. My other boss was like, they was arguing, saying, one of them was saying that no, he should stay. If he says he can tough it out, then let him, cause he needs these hours, and it just looks bad. And I was agreeing with her, but I guess the head boss, you would say, said no, he needs to go home, and so she sent me home. Well, so I go home, not on the schedule. I'm like, okay, maybe they just want me to stay home for a couple of days, so I don't like so I'm not too sick, and I'm handling with like cleaning off the food, running food, and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, makes sense. But then, oh, excuse me, sorry guys. But then, I called my boss, and she didn't answer. Usually every day when I go to work, I'm not, cause they haven't really got the schedule figured out yet. It was just like a text from the boss, and she'd ask you to come work. Well, every day I would get a text at around 2 o'clock, right after I got out of school, saying if I could come to work at 4, and I was like, yes, of course. But then this day I didn't get one, so I texted and said, hey, do I need to come in to work today? And she never answered. I was like, okay, that's weird. Maybe she's just busy. So I called her, but didn't answer. Then I called up there to my work. They answered, and I asked if I could talk to my boss. We're gonna call this, no, we're just gonna call him my boss. We're gonna keep on what we've been rolling with. So my boss, I called up there to talk to my boss, and they said she's not here right now. And I said, oh, okay, that's fine. Just whenever she gets back, can you tell her I called up there because I need to talk to her. And they said yes. Well, I'm waiting. Never get a call back that day. I'm like, okay, maybe she had a family emergency or something happened and she had to leave and she didn't come back in. So I just wait till tomorrow. So I go to school that morning, come back, nothing. No text from the boss, no call back from the boss. I don't know. So then she, like 4 days later after I got sick and she told me to leave, I go up there to eat with my family. And I was gonna talk to my boss. Well, when I walk in, one of the ladies at the front tells me that I've been fired. And I said why? And they said, cause you haven't showed up to work. I was like, well, you got sick the other day at work and never came back. And you left work for no reason. Or not no reason, but you just left work. And I was like, but you're the one who told me to leave work. So pretty much the moral of the story is that I got fired from a job after 3 days because I got sick at work and my boss told me to go home. It's a pretty weird story. I don't know how you guys will react to it. I mean, it's just something in my life. But that's the video for you guys. Peace.